coming up on the Monday edition of Carolina Week. A deadly accident in Stacy dorm has left students asking questions about dorm safety on campus.
Plus, how do students and advisors think the advising system at the university can improve?
In sports, there was a whole lot of celebrating on Saturday in Carmichael after Carolina's huge win against Duke.
Plus, weathercaster Laura Pagano is here with your Carolina Week 4-day forecast.
All that and more, Carolina Week starts right now.
From the School of Journalism and Mass Communication at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, this is Carolina Week.
A tragic accident on campus has left students with a lot of questions. Good evening, I'm Crystal Calloway.
And I'm Shelley Basinger. Students are wondering what went wrong early Friday morning in Stacy dorm. Reporter Arash Arabasadi joins us live in the studio to tell us more.
Shelley, it was a shocking event that left one student dead and another in the hospital.
Early Friday morning, police responded to an incident at Stacy dorm in which two students fell from a third-story window. Dean Melissa Exum explains what happened.
12:20 this morning, we learned of an incident involving two of our students who were running in the hallway and as a result fell through a window and fell from the third floor to the ground and were transported to the hospital. One of those students did die and one is in critical condition at the hospital.
Yellow tape marked the accident scene as friends and family arrived to pay their respects to Keith Sean Smith. The window has since been fixed, but some people are asking how two students ran down a hallway fast enough to shatter security glass, infused with a wire mesh located at the end. As flowers and cards accumulate outside the dorm, Tyler Downey remains at UNC Hospital's his condition fair. No criminal charges have been filed, but an investigation is underway to determine how this all happened and if it could have been prevented.
The funeral for Keith Smith is scheduled for Wednesday at 2 p.m. in Greensboro. Shelley?
Thanks, Arash. In the coming days, we'll look more into the questions still on everyone's mind. Why was the ledge on that window so low, and how much did that contribute to the accident?
Moving on to other news, the second search for a dean of this journalism school has come to an end. Dr. Jean Folkerts, professor of media and public affairs at George Washington University, is the school's next dean. She's been nationally recognized for her teaching and has extensive experience as a reporter, editor, and public relations practitioner. Her appointment will begin when interim dean Tom Bowers retires this summer. Business schools across the nation are coming up short filling faculty positions. There are several factors causing this problem. While students are eager to learn, business professionals aren't enticed to teach. Going back to school to get advanced degrees in order to become a professor might mean taking a salary cut of $60,000 or more per year. Experts are concerned this shortage might leave students less prepared for their future, but master's student Kwon Kim says he doesn't see a problem here.
I go to the administration office and I ask about how can I enroll or how can I eat or everything. And they advise me kindly.
The shortage is also inflating salaries for business school professors.
Carolina Week has a sneak peek at the new apartment-style living available on campus. The new Rams Village apartment complex, opening this August, offers dorm-like location with many non-dorm-like surprises. Check this out. Each apartment comes furnished with a couch, chair, dining table, and fully loaded kitchen. The bedroom has a single bed, desk, and a dresser, and you don't have to share.
I think they're pretty nice, yeah. I like the stove and the fridge, and you can have appliances, and you can't have that in the other dorms.
This model apartment is decorated by a local home furnishing store. And if you think the closet full of UNC clothing is included, sorry, it's just for looks.
The North Carolina Lottery is less than 6 weeks away from its first games, and a new logo was just unveiled. The logo features sights familiar to North Carolinians, like this lighthouse and mountains. logo last week was rejected because the design contained copyrighted clip art of a fireworks burst. The new design for the North Carolina Education Lottery will be used when scratch-off games begin March 30th.
UNC is celebrating Children's Rights Week this week with the help of some Carolina athletes. First graders from Ephesus Elementary School were bundled up in Polk Place Monday afternoon, listening to members of the football team and women's soccer team read stories. Even Coach Bunting was there interacting with the children.
You can slurp, huh?
He says this is a good way for his players to get involved in the community. University officials and local writers also got involved by donating their favorite children's books to local shelters and after-school programs. Daniel Wallace, the author of Big Fish, shared his favorite children's book, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Students can donate books this week at boxes like these all around campus.
Academic advising affects all students on UNC's campus. Reporter Caitlin Kleiner joins us live in Carroll Hall to tell us about the strain the system is under. Caitlin?
Crystal, the Office for Academic Advising is responsible for roughly 13,000 to 14,000 undergraduates. And with only 20 full-time advisors, the demands are tremendous. UNC student Nate Adams says you can't blame the advisors for getting lost in the system.
Well, the thing about UNC is that it is a really big school, and it's virtually impossible for any advising program to keep track of all their students, all their majors.
Andre Wesson graduated from UNC. Now he's an advisor and has seen both sides of the story. He thinks students forget what advisors are here for.
The role of an academic advisor is to assist the student in developing and discovering what their passion is and what their major is, what they want their major to be, or refer them to sources where they can do that. A lot of times we are expected to have a breadth and depth of information that our department was not set up to have.
Vice Provost of Enrollment Management, Jerome Lucido, says that because there are so many students to work with, sometimes the advisors get a bad rep.
There have been historical complaints about advising. There's also been a huge amount of improvement in the academic advising system over the past 3 or 4 years, and it continues to improve.
So what do students think? UNC senior Catherine Graham thinks matching an advisor's personality with the students is important.
Perhaps if the website did a better job of profiling the advisors. You know, maybe they had like a little bio page about what they've done, you know, what they've studied, where they've studied, you know, what universities they went to.
Probably if I were to make some changes, I would expand the advising department, make it much more personal. I know that's hard to do with funding being cut. Otherwise, you know, you just have to take matters into your own hands.
In the very end, as long as students can start to take control and take initiative for their overall academic experience, they'll be fine.
Wesson says if the system feels like a bureaucracy, it's because of the demands placed on advisors like these. He assures us everyone who works there cares for the students.
So, Caitlin, is the department working on anything right now to improve the advising system?
Yes, Shelley. Actually, there's a new DVD in the works that will help answer major questions students have and help them become more proactive in their advising process.
Caitlin Kleinert reporting live in Carroll Hall. Thanks, Caitlin.
There are other ways the university is looking to improve the process. UNC might raise its grade point average requirements, push back the last date students can drop courses, and add more full-time advisors as a part of its effort to get more students to graduate in 4 years.
So, Shelley, how long do you think that you could stand up dancing?
The question is, how long could I stand up dancing and not fall? But there are some students that can dance for a long time, and coming up, a whole lot of movers and shakers.
I'm doing it right now.
I do it all over town.
I do it every day.
We do it in a group.
I did it after dinner.
You don't have to go to the gym to live a healthier life. Add more fruits and vegetables to your diet. Park further away and walk. Walk your dog. Walk with friends. Take the stairs instead of the elevator. They are doing it, and you can too. Start doing it today.
UNC Chapel Hill students are accustomed to taking the phrase, dance till you drop, to an extreme.
Reporter C.G. Dodds was there for this year's dance marathon.
Stand up. With two big words from one little person, Dance Marathon 2006 started off with a bang. Since 1998, UNC students have committed themselves to staying on their feet for 24 hours to raise money and awareness for the North Carolina Children's Hospital. Director of Public Relations Christopher Walker encourages students to participate.
It's, a great way to get involved on campus and meet new people, but it's also a great cause that supports families right here in North Carolina.
Throughout the marathon, some dancers donated to Locks of Love and enjoyed performances from campus groups. But it wasn't long before fatigue set in. Dance Marathon 2006 is well underway. The dancers have been dancing for over 20 hours. You may wonder, what keeps them motivated?
It's the kids at the Children's Hospital.
The kids. I love the kid.
The most motivating factor is when they get us all together at the end, bring some of the kids from our hospital out, and we get to see some of the people that we're actually standing up for.
My son Marlon was diagnosed with lymphoma cancer, and this organization helped us with our mortgage. They paid all of our bills for the month of June, and we are very appreciative for that.
So how much did Dance Marathon raise? More than $200,000. In Chapel Hill, I'm C.G. Dodds, Carolina Week.
Dance Marathon has raised a total of more than $1 million since it started 8 years ago.
Dance Marathon participants weren't the only ones dancing this weekend. Members of the UNC Ballroom dancing team showed off their moves at the Triangle Open Saturday. Most UNC couples danced in the bronze level of the competition for beginners, but one couple went for the gold. Team captain Jessica Rayburn and her partner Nikolai Stoyanov won first place all around in the adult gold Latin competition. This competition consists of 4 Latin dances, including the jive. Rayburn says competing takes her on an emotional roller coaster.
When you first get out there, you're so nervous and you're so just like uptight and shaking, but the more you get out there, you start to loosen up a little bit and start to really have fun, play with the judges.
The team will travel next to Boston to compete in the Harvard Invitational on March 11th and 12th.
UNC students got to enjoy international flavor this weekend without even leaving campus. Masala's fashion show brought together multicultural groups to showcase their talents on Saturday. Groups like Concept of Colors combined dancing with runway modeling to entertain the crowd. Special events coordinator Ajmita Chatterjee says the performers wanted to stress the importance of unity seen in the diverse audience.
Since Masala is a multicultural organization, we wanted to go through all of these different mediums, all of these different continents to show how beautiful this world really is and how diverse and how many different cultures and people exist.
Audience members got a chance to mingle with performers at an after party at Avalon.
Mardi Gras isn't for New Orleans only. It got off to an early start this weekend in Orange County. The sounds of the Big Easy filled the streets of Hillsborough Friday as the Hillsborough Arts Council held its first Mardi Gras celebration. Revelers ate red beans and rice, drank chicory coffee. The crowd favorite, the children's costume contest. Many children made their own masks before the celebration. Partier Blake Canby helped his kids get ready for the contest.
Any kids we can find, we dress them up and bring them on over. It's good for them. Good for everybody.
After parading around downtown, a brass quintet of local musicians held a jazz jam session in the Masonic Lodge. The party raised money for the arts in Orange County.
Weathercaster Laura Pagano joins us now.
Yes, Laura, I was walking around campus today and it was so windy I could hardly stand up and walk.
That's crazy, Shelly, because I actually thought the same exact thing. And although the sun is out, it still feels cold. Coming up, I'll tell you if the springtime weather is on its way.
I can't.
There's the whole week. There's the whole week.
Hey,
Excuse me?
Excuse me, sir. Something wrong?
Yeah, there's something wrong. You want to get me some whole wheat? Oh, come on. Hey, hey, amigo. Hey, I asked you for whole wheat bread. This is not what I wanted. El Guido.
Sorry for the confusion.
You know, that's the problem with these people. If you want to serve Americans, you got to learn to speak the language. You know what I'm saying?
No, sir. I don't. Enjoy your lunch.
Imagine the power of one voice. Click freedomcenter.org to find yours.
Hi, and welcome back to Carolina Week. I'm weather forecaster Laura Pagano. As you may remember, this past weekend we had a shot of cold air that came through, but I have nothing but good news for you coming up for the rest of the week. As we see that we do have sunny conditions and also dry and hot. Yes, summer, it is going to feel like summer here in the next few days. But as we take a look at the satellite radar, we will see that we do have an area of high clouds, which is basically associated with lake snowfall that is in this area that is drifting down to the Appalachians, but it shouldn't be affecting our area too much, as we can see that there is no cloud cover over the southeast. And as we zoom closer, we will see that, again, there is not much in the way of any clouds, so for the next few days we are going to be clear, and it's going to be beautiful conditions, so if you want to go out and head to the park, that would be great. If we look at the satellite, we will also see that we do have a couple of showers up towards the Appalachians, which are mainly snowfall, but it shouldn't be affecting our area anytime soon. So if we take a look at the surface map, we will see that we do have a clipper up along the Great Lakes area that is just moving on east, and nothing in the way of precipitation for us, but as we look towards the west, we will see an area of convection twirling off the Pacific, which is bringing very heavy rains toward California. Flooding is occurring in this area, and it's a very bad situation. And also in Phoenix, which had seen 131 days without rain, well, they're about to see rain in the next few days. So as we look, this area will be moving on east, which will be affecting our area for the weekend. But as in the next few days, we shouldn't be seeing anything in the way of too much precipitation as we look at the 4-day forecast. We will see that Tuesday and Wednesday, beautiful conditions with temperatures in the 60s and then going up into the 70s. And for Thursday, there is a possibility for some thunderstorms later in the evening. And as we look at Friday, well, temperatures are going to be decreasing to the 60s, about 20 degrees different. So if you want to head out towards maybe the lakes or something this next few days, I would definitely do that.
Well, definitely. I feel like I say this every Monday, but once again, I'm looking forward to it warming up later on in the week.
Yes, definitely.
Thanks, Laura.
Thanks, Laura.
Sportscaster Michael Crow is here with us.
Michael, I feel like Carmichael wasn't as alive as it was on Saturday since, what, Jordan played there 20 years ago?
It was probably something like that. Cameron was packed to capacity, and it really had a great atmosphere for college basketball. And coming up in sports, it was #1 Duke took on #2 Carolina again. This time, the ACC title was on the line. We'll have all the highlights coming up.
Mrs. Johnson, good to see you again. This is Mike. You can trust him. He looks just like you.
I'll be sucking up to you in order to make you sign the loan.
So, here are your low monthly payments and interest rate as we promised. Here's where they triple. The rest of this is really just here so that we get your house when you can't pay us back.
Such a lovely house.
Predatory lenders are never this easy to spot. Call us and protect yourself with the facts.
Take a pop quiz with me. In what film did I feel a need for speed? What was my call sign? Who did I sit behind in the F-14? Oh, and one more question. Who does your kid sit behind in homeroom?
Know what really matters. Know about your kid's school and know about your kid. Find out 100 ways to know more, do more.
Welcome to Carolina Week Sports. I'm Michael Crow. While Duke may have entered Carmichael Auditorium with the #1 ranking, something makes me think they didn't quite leave with it. Well, the women's basketball team hosted Duke Saturday to determine the ACC regular season title. With a 12-point victory, Carolina left little doubt which team deserves to be called the champion. The game against Duke marked senior day for Latangela Atkinson, Jessica Sell, and Jennifer Nelms. But it was junior Ivory Latta who made sure Carolina got off to a fast start, scoring 4 quick points and posting the Heels to a 6-point lead.
I thought starting the game we were very aggressive, taking the ball to the basket, and we're focused and made some big shots.
Duke clawed to within 1 behind outside shooting. Carolina pushed the lead to 7 at the half, responding with strong inside play and outstanding rebounding, something head coach Sylvia Hatchell stressed before the game.
I think we got our rebounded by like 16 over there, so she said that was one of the keys to the game, was our rebounding. So I just went in there and tried to get every rebound I could.
Larkins pulled down 14 rebounds, 8 of them on the offensive board. Carolina stifled Duke with its defense, holding Duke to a season-low 65 points and 34% field goal shooting.
Defensively, we threw some different things at them, and everybody's trying to figure out our defense, and they might as well give up, because we can do a lot of different things.
The Heels stretched the lead to 17 points, but Duke fought back, forcing turnovers and pulling to within 5.
We just telling each other, calm down, take our time with the ball, and make good decisions and take open shots and get the ball mostly to our post players, and that's what we did. We kept breaking their traps and getting easy layups.
Carolina's poise down the stretch made the difference, giving the Tar Heels the ACC regular season title and the #1 seed in the ACC tournament.
It feels really good, to beat them. Our team worked extremely hard, and everything is paying off for us, and I'm happy. And we playing together as a team, and we can't ask for anything better. We still got some big games to play. We just want to keep working hard and stay focused and, enjoy the experience.
Ivory Latta led the Heels with 18 points. Carolina opens the ACC tournament Friday at 11 in the morning against the winner of the play-in game. Well, the men's basketball team hosted Maryland Sunday and ran away with an 81-57 win that was never in doubt. The old-fashioned three-point play was in style for freshman Tyler Hansbrough. The Carolina center paced the Heels with 21 points and 7 boards. The Terps' James Gist tried to provide some turtle power with this putback, cutting the UNC lead to 8 at the midway point of the first half. But Danny Green and the Tar Heels were too fierce on the defensive end. UNC even saw some inspired play from forgotten freshman reserve Mike Copeland. But there was no question Hansbrough was the brightest star in the Tar Heels' 24-point win.
Played nearly as well as he played, and he only had 21.7 rebounds against the defense that was aimed to stop him. He's having a marvelous year. Couldn't ask for anything more out of him, but I'm going to ask for more out of him anyway.
The baseball team had some lofty preseason expectations, but going into the second week of the season, it was time to prove that games aren't won on paper. On Sunday, the Heels didn't wait long to decide the outcome of the game. Carolina jumped out to an early lead in the first inning off of Benji Johnson's sacrifice to center, and they never looked back. The Tar Heels capitalized on 5 George Washington errors to score 12 times. Even bitter rivals had to admire Carolina's performance. Defensively, starting pitcher Andrew Miller struck out 11 batters to keep GW off the board as Carolina rolled 12-0. Miller's off to a great start, winning his first 2 starts easily. The softball team had an up-and-down weekend, splitting a doubleheader on Friday and in the NFCA Leadoff Classic in Georgia. The 23rd-ranked Heels topped Missouri in the first game 3-0, but fell to Arizona State 4-3 in Game 2. The North Carolina gymnastics team placed a close second to NC State on Sunday. Chalking up before the big match, the girls had some minor slip-ups on the parallel bars, but they bounced right back on the balance beam. Alice Chu stabilizes herself with this triple jump combo, while teammate Christina Robella remains with her winning smile in the full body dip. Arm-pumping Courtney Bumpers placed second on the floor exercise and first in the all-around. The team will host the Tar Heel Invitational Saturday afternoon at 1. Chicks with Sticks, the 2006 women's lacrosse season is underway. And they're off. The team opened up the season with a bang Friday. Strong, aggressive defense like this shut out Temple for the entire first half of play. That allowed for the Heels offense to get working on scoring goals after goal after goal. That's a total of 6 in the first half alone. The second half didn't look any better for the Owls. They were dropping like flies. They managed to let in another 9 Carolina goals, like this one by senior captain Stephanie Scaracchio.
I think that we just have to mentally know that we can do it. We have all of the tools lacrosse-wise. We just have to have that mental attitude that we're champions. So.
The Tar Heels had little trouble opening their ACC season Sunday against Boston College. 8 different players scored for Carolina as the Heels rolled over the Eagles 15-4. Midfielder Stephanie Scaracchio scored 2 goals and assisted on 2 others. Carolina also got 3 goals from Kelly Renzi. The Tar Heels host Loyola of Maryland on Friday. Well, the men's swimming and diving team traveled to Maryland for the ACC championships. Just like the women's team last week, the Heels came away with a 3rd-place finish. They host the Tar Heel Invitational last chance meet on Thursday before preparing for the NCAA championships. Well, with the men's basketball one, they're now 2nd in the ACC, and it looks like on Wednesday night it'll be the last home game. That'll be senior day for both David Noel and Byron Sanders.
And that's the last game before Duke, right?
That's the last game before they take on Duke in Cameron.
All right, thanks, Michael. All right, Shelley, have you ever wished that you could go back in time?
Crystal, that might be nice. Coming up, we'll see how some people in Hillsborough turned back time with a bang.
Okay, here's a little pop quiz for you. Name any Oscar winner. Name one character from a Hollywood film. Easy, right? Oh, one more question. Name one character your kid learned about in English class.
Know what really matters. Know about your kid's school and know about your kid. Find out 100 ways to know more, do more.
If you have a story idea, contact Carolina Week at 843-8292. You can also visit us online at carolinaweek.org. If you have questions about this program, write Carolina Week at Campus Box 3365, UNCCH, Chapel Hill, North Carolina, 27599.
People might not know the town of Hillsborough was a hub of activity during the Revolutionary War.
Reporter Shaheen Sayal shows us how people in the town recreate this historic event once every year.
It's 1781. The American Revolution is well underway. General Cornwallis has just arrived in Hillsborough, and North Carolina is searching for more men to join the British Army. Meanwhile, militia members are creating a unified front in hopes of winning the war. On Saturday, reenactors filled the grounds of the Alexander Dickinson House in Hillsborough to bring this historic day to life. Former Hillsborough Mayor Horace Johnson played a key role in making the reenactment an annual event. He sees it as an investment and an educational tool.
Future generations will not know how America came to be formed. They can read it in the history books, but when they see the reenactments, they know how it actually happened.
Spectators watched as British and Continental soldiers practiced drills, fired their weapons, and prepared meals on open stoves. When they weren't in combat or in training, they spent time with friends and family.
It would have been exciting to be on the front line, but as a woman, I'd have to tend to domestic duties.
And that's what most women who followed their husbands to war did. Mia Dappert says taking part in the reenactment helped her to understand what the men and women of this time lived through.
What it feels to cook on a fire instead of going to McDonald's.
It's events like this that help us all remember those who made it possible to live in the United States today. In Hillsborough, I'm Shaheen Sayal, Carolina Week.
Wow, it's amazing how different things are now. I have a hard enough time cooking with a microwave, much left on a fire over a stove.
I know, Shelley. I mean, it's hard to believe. I thought McDonald's came over with the Mayflower.
Well, very good point.
Well, thanks for watching. That does it for this edition of Carolina Week.
Have a good night.